Good evening and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean, and here's some of the top stories we have for you tonight. A St. Thomas woman barely escapes death. The health department fights back against the rise of dengue fever, and a Kentucky commissioner is in hot water over doing it on St. Croix. These stories and more up next on News Channel 8. In our top story tonight, there are several disturbances down island that we need to pay attention to. The first one is off the coast of Nicaragua and Honduras and has about a 30% potential of culminating into something more lethal later on in the week. However, because it has made landfall, this is expected to have distorted the storm from being able to form too quickly. Its current location is at 15.1 north, 82.5 west with 30-mile-per-hour winds. It's moving north-northwest at about 14 miles per hour. The second disturbance is in the mid-Atlantic at the moment and is probably not going to be a threat to us, particularly for some time yet. It's a low weak pressure area located about 850 miles west of the Cape Verde Islands. Its current location is at 10 north, 38.8 west, and at this time it's staying fairly stagnant. Of course, we are going to give you another update on the weather towards the end of the program. And even though it's Domestic Violence Month, we're still seeing frightening examples of the horrible crime of domestic violence in our territory. Here's Melody Rames with a story of kidnapping and abuse on St. Thomas.
Police on St. Thomas are investigating a case of false imprisonment domestic violence that was reported to police at about 10 a.m. on Sunday, October 17th. According to the initial police report, a 30-year-old woman arrived at Zone C Command and reported that her boyfriend, who she lives with at a residence in Estate Bavoni, assaulted her and locked her in the home so she could not leave. The victim, who is 6 months pregnant, said the suspect came home intoxicated at about 1 a.m. and began verbally abusing her. She said he grabbed her and hit her on several places on her body and prevented her from leaving the home. The victim said she was able to escape the home just before 10 a.m. when the suspect went to the bathroom. Police went to the victim's home but were unable to immediately locate the suspect. The victim was taken to the Roy Lester Schneider Regional Medical Center for evaluation, and this case is being followed up by the Criminal Investigation Bureau.
Thanks, Melody Rames. And in the state Harvey, a man shot up a house recently. That's right, a house. Then he was shot. News Channel 8's Wes Small has that story and more information on increased police patrols as well.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. We are in Matthew Chow, and just like you reported on Friday evening, there was a disturbance here. It was around 11:30 this morning, and we had an individual. He is approximately 28 years old. We know he was born in 1982. His nickname is Tiny Boy. We don't know what his problem was, but he was firing at a house. In the middle of the street, firing at a house. That's when a vehicle pulled up and shot him at least twice in the stomach. I was on the phone with Deputy Police Chief Hal just a little while ago, and he said he checked on that suspect at Juan Louis Hospital, and he is still hanging in there. So we believe it's not life-threatening. Well, if you know anything about this shooting, then you should call 778-2211, Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS, or you can always call 911. Now, here's some other tidbits for you, especially in the Christiansted business community. Remember, we let you know right after No Bones Cafe was robbed in Gallows Bay that Deputy Police Chief Hal, together with WAPA and also the Department of Public Works, has started clearing the bush. That, like around Seabourn Airlines, downtown Christiansted, some other areas, they've heard your complaints that these bad guys are hiding in the low-lying areas in these bushes and then getting you after you come back from your libations at night if you're drinking or having a meal with your coworkers. I can tell you this, that the deputy chief believes that you should start traveling in groups. Also start parking in well-lit areas, that in conjunction with WAPA and Public Works, and also newly installed video cameras in a lot of downtown Christiansted locations. That is going to help the problem, and that is a good thing. Again, we're in Matthew Chow, where we had a shooting on Friday, and some tidbits on information about the burglaries and also the robberies in businesses, that the VIPD hears you you. They're working with WAPA and Public Works to curb those problems. In Matthew Chow, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
And we've got an update from that story as well. The victim is also the suspect and has now been identified as 28-year-old Felix Luis, better known as Tiny Boy. He does face charges of reckless endangerment and other charges as well. And yes, he is the victim as well in this case, and he's recovering at the Juan Louis Hospital. Well, you've all heard about the commotion involving paper ballots. Well, now the election office on St. Thomas has been broken into. Here's Melody Rames with more.
Police on St. Thomas are investigating a burglary that was reported to police at about 8:30 a.m. on Sunday, October 17th. The burglary occurred at the Board of Elections office on Crystal Gata. According to the initial police report, employees entered the office and observed there was a break-in and reported the matter to police. Police investigation revealed that one or more suspects gained entry into the office through a window. According to Election Supervisor John Abramson, about $57 in cash was missing from the office. However, nothing else was missing or disturbed. VIPD forensic technicians and other officers processed the scene, and the case will be followed up by the Criminal Investigation Bureau. Police urge anyone who knows about this burglary to contact detectives at 715-5522, 714-9834, or call Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS.
Thanks, Melody Rames. And no information if the suspects bothered to vote while they were doing a crime. Stay with us on Channel 8. We'll have more news after this.